guys, so in this video I want to talk to you about how to determine the right location for your serviced accommodation business. Now, there is a lot of hoo-ha, there's a lot of noise in the industry that you can just find a property and you can put it on the OTA, which is the online travel agent, and you will start to make money pretty much immediately and become a millionaire overnight. Well, that's not the truth. So how do we find the right location for your serviced accommodation? Now, this does require a little bit of in-depth understanding, but I'll just give you an overview on a quick way, on a fast-track way to determine how and how much you're going to make in an area and whether that location actually works for you. So number one, you've got to really be looking for busy cities. You've got to be looking for areas where there's a lot of traffic, where a lot of people are visiting. Now, look at London, for example. We have around 18 million overnight visitors per year. Would London be a great place for your service accommodation? Of course it would, but you've also got to take into consideration the legalities and the regulations in London. Then you look at Birmingham, that brings in 1.5 million to 2 million overnight visitors per year. Is that an incredible area? Then of course it is. So what you've got to do is find busy places that people are keen to visit and there's activity in that area. Yes, you might live in a quiet area and you might get 5 people a year that visit that location. It doesn't mean it's a viable proposition or a viable area for serviced accommodation. You've also got to look at this. How many of the 5 serviced accommodation users frequent that area? So the 5 typical serviced accommodation users are contractors, corporates, tourists, groups, and leisure. Leisure are people who do business and leisure. So they might come for business from Monday to Thursday, and before they fly back home, they might stay in a hotel or a serviced accommodation while they enjoy a tour of the city. So you've got to find out how many of those people visit your area quite often. So you might have an area where they're building a lot of new buildings, which means you might get access to a lot of contractors. You might have an area where it's populated with corporate workers, so you might get access to corporate workers. You might be in the centre of Birmingham or in the centre of London, where it attracts a lot of tourists. So these are the things you've got to take into consideration when you are determining whether your serviced accommodation is going to work for you.